Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ifia Artistry. If this is your first time seeing my video on this channel, you are highly welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming here. Okay guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be basically showing you guys how to stop an under eyes from creasing when you apply your concealer. So some people do like send me message or like a DM like asking me to practically make a video on how to stop the under eyes from creasing. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to be creating this look. I'm going to be showing you guys in this part of her face. We'll be doing like the things you should do so that your under eyes will not crease. And in this side, we're going to be showing you guys the things that if you do them, the under eyes is going to crease. Okay, guys, so we're going to be, going into the video. So first of all, I'm going to be cleaning her face. I'm going to be using my micellar water, as you guys know. So I'm going to be cleaning because this is one of the most important thing. Like if you don't want your under eyes to crease, make sure you clean and remove any hidden dirt from the skin, especially in the places you don't want to crease, right? So like your clients or your anybody have to like look up, so take your eyes up, and you have to like clean so thoroughly, making sure that there is no dirt around that area. Okay guys, so after doing that, you want to go into moisturizing her face. So in today's video, I'm going to be using the Embrace moisturizer. So I'm going to be moisturizing her face, not just the face. Basically, we are talking about the under eyes for today. So I'm just going to basically moisturize, but um basically focusing on the under eyes because I'm going to put the moisturizer there and leave it for like some minutes for it to get, like I want that place to get hydrated. The basic thing is for you to make sure that the under eyes is really hydrated because this is one of the softest place on the face, right? The under eyes. So you would want it to really get, have enough hydration because that place, the skin on that part is really, really thin. So you don't want anything matte. I always say this in my videos. Just make sure your under eyes does not have any mattifying product close to it because any mattifying product under the eyes is going to actually make sure that it's creased, right? Okay, but like definitely I'm not supposed to, put like the right amount of moisturizer in this part, but that is just still it. But this part I'm going to, make sure that there is enough, there is no like excess hydration. The only thing that is going to be a problem is if you didn't go in and make sure you massage that product in very, very well, because that's one of the issues you begin to have, that you begin to put products on the face now and you realize that the face or the product you put, the next one you're going to put, if you didn't massage very well, it will begin to lift and have patches. So after doing that, I'm going to use my hand and massage everything into her skin. So if you don't equally want your under eyes to crease, make sure you do this massaging very, very well. Use your hand to feel and make sure that everything is well placed and well massaged into her skin, right? So this side, I can just, do any rough work. If I didn't really massage it into the skin very well, you are going to experience what we call the creasing. So now I'm using my hand to feel and I understand that everything is well blended. So the point is that sometimes in my videos I use like 2 or more moisturizers on the face is because I want enough hydration, especially under her eyes. Even if I'll still go ahead with putting other mattifying products every part of the face, but under the eyes I just make sure that there's enough hydrating product there. So I put this if I have like my eye cream, I still go ahead and put that. The eye cream equally helps to soften the under eye so that when you are now, go ahead and put another product there, everything is going to sit. Okay guys, so the next thing I'm going to do is to put on the foundation on her face. So I've mixed the foundation. So one funny thing you're going to make sure you do is that make sure your foundations are not like, heavy, like they are not like thick. Make sure you mix your foundation to be lightweight. One of the best thing you can do for yourself as a makeup artist is to make sure your foundations are, lightweight. So I've mixed the foundation and they are so creamy and so light. And you have to make sure that while putting on the foundation on the face, you avoid the T-zone, like especially from here to here. Like don't put product on those places. Do not put the product on the under eyes. But in this side of the face, I'm going to be putting the foundation on that place so that we'll see the outcome when I'm done blending. So I'm going to just, this side, I'm not going to make, I'm going to make sure that the foundation didn't get close to the under eye. This is the normal way that I put or I blend in my foundation on a normal day. So I make sure my foundation didn't get to the under eyes. I just blend around it because this is just because I'm going to put concealer. Like we don't want a lot of products on the under eye. So look up. So I'm going to go in with foundation here, in as much as I'm still putting like a little product here, but that is it. So I'm going to make sure I put foundations there and blend. So this side, I'll make sure that whatever that is left on my beauty sponge, that's what I'm using to just get close, even though just to make it even, just to make sure there is no harsh lines or anything. Look up. Just to make sure there is no harsh line. You can see this side that there is no product. There is no even much demarcation or much reason for you to even find out there is no foundation here. But look at this side. I placed foundation here. Even before I begin to put on my concealer, this side has already started creasing. While this side is still like okay, there is no creasing coming out from that place. Okay, so make sure you like go with like little product. Don't put on like so much foundations on the face. That is going to help you. Um, so I'm just going to go ahead and put a lot. Okay guys, so after doing that, the next thing I'm going to be putting under the eyes is my concealer. So in this side of the face, I'm going to be using my lightweight concealers. I told you guys like mostly I love working with lightweight concealers. I work with concealers that are creamy, more like lightweight, easy to blend. They dry up faster. You have to equally try to avoid concealers um that have oil in them. If you use concealers like mostly concealer palettes, most of them contains a lot of oil. You don't want oil under the eyes. What you want there is hydration. Remember, there is a difference between hydrating product and product that has oil. They are two different things. So you have to make sure that the products you are using, they are lightweight concealers or lightweight products that contains like mostly oil, water, not oil. Okay, so make sure you use the products like this concealer that I'm using, this Younger Beauty, this Ike Cosmetics concealer. There are a lot of concealers like that. They are so creamy and so easy to blend. Now the other concealer that I'm talking about, this concealer, I'm not going to name the brand. This concealer is a concealer palette. It's equally like creamy, but it contains a lot of oil. Most of these concealers equally have what do they call it? Like they are so thick. It's not as if using this concealer is not going to give you like a good or finished work. But at the end of the day, if you want to avoid creasing, or if you want to like sometimes avoid achieving something like rough sometimes, or like a lot of patches under the eyes, you might want to avoid concealers in the palette, except concealers in the palette that are so extremely good. So in this part of the face, I'm going to be using my lightweight concealers, and in this part of the face, I'm going to be using the palette. Okay, so let's see how that goes. Okay guys, so doing that, I'm going to be using the Younger Beauty. You equally want to like take it easy with the application. Just a little goes a long way. And in this inner part, I'm going to be using the one that is lighter. You can see how they slightly blend into on the face. Okay, all right guys, so in this side of the face, I'm going to be using this thick concealer. Like it's even thick, in as much as you can see how it's even coming on. Like this already will show you that this side of the eyes is going to crease. You don't need like a soothsayer to say that. Okay, so I'm just going to be putting on like the products. You can see the way they are like blending. Look up. You can see the way they are coming on, like it's so common on the face. Not just concealers in the palette. I mean, it's not just concealers in the palette. Equally concealers that have like they are thick. There are some concealers in a bottle that you will see and it's very very thick. You might want to avoid concealers that are so thick. Use concealers that are lightweight. So after that, I'm going to go ahead and blend. Remember, most of the times I leave my concealer to get dried up a little bit because when I let them dry, they give me much, coverage under the eyes. Remember, we are not doing like a full face makeup. I'm just about to show you guys something. Okay, so I'm going to just blend. Okay guys, so I'm done with the blending in this part. I'm going to be blending the concealer in this part of the face. I'm going to be turning my beauty sponge because I don't want to use this part that I use in blending this part and equally blend it so that we are not going to get confused. So I'm going to be using this part of the beauty blender to blend this side. You can see like when I started blending this part, you don't need a soothsayer to tell you that this concealer, I mean, like it's even pulling out from the face. It's not blending well the way concealer should blend. I don't know if you understand. So it's going to cause you to have like a lot of creasing lines. Sorry. Okay, guys. So as we are going to wait for the concealer to actually set, I'm going to be contouring her face. Just using my foundation as well to contour the face because like this is normal where I do my makeup. I don't go ahead and set immediately I place the concealer. I leave the concealer on the face for a while for it to get seated. For me, I allow the concealer to kind of get seated before I begin to set. I don't set immediately I place concealer on the face. So I'm going to go ahead and do her contour equally to make the face sculpted a bit. Don't turn too much, just stay down. You have so you might want to smile. Give me a smile. Yeah. Okay guys, so after we are done with everything, I'm going to go back now. So one funny thing is this: if you want your concealer to actually have the creasing line when you are done with your makeup, you see at the end of the day when I left my concealer to actually sit for a while, they actually created a little creasing lines. You can see the creasing line from this part that we use the creamy sorry, an oily concealer. It has a lot of creasing line. The creasing line is too obvious. Like look up. You can like if you are looking at it, you are seeing it so clearly. Then the one from this side is there, but it's too tiny. If I begin to blend this one out now, it's going to go out, but like it's not practically the product will be pulling out with my beauty blender. But this one can easily go back and cover up. Okay. But the funny thing is this: I know some people make the mistake of not, like maybe when they are done, they go back and just set immediately. That is actually wrong. If you want to get it right and make sure there is no creasing line on the face, make sure you go back with your beauty blender and blend that in again. So I'm using the same side I used in this one first. You can see like just one touch actually blended and removed the creasing line. This is it. Just make sure you get the process right from the beginning, and I promise you, look up, I promise you, you will not have any creasing line at the end of it. Okay guys, so when I'm done, I'm going to go in immediately and set. So I'm going to be using my setting powder, and remember I'm going to be using translucent setting powder. Guys, the setting powder that I'm using, when I bring it, you see the way I dot it out. I'm just using the luminance on my beauty sponge to actually set. And this is when I was already done with blending. I just go ahead, get the setting powder, and set. This will make sure that I don't pack. At this point, I'm not baking. I'm just setting, right? It will make sure, number one, I don't put product in my client's eyes, because this is one of the mistakes. When you begin to pack product in her eyes, she might start tearing up. So just make sure you take it easy and bring the like little, like take it easy and build up. Even if you want to go in and add so many, just take it easy and build up. So I'm just going to make sure that I set very, very well. I do set well, just that I take it one step at a time. Okay, at this point, I think I'm okay. So I'm going to just bring in my powder palette. So I'm going to be taking the lightest shade there, just mixing these two together. So one funny thing is this: make sure use your powder, use your like pressed powder and move back in. This actually helps with holding the face. It helps in adding coverage. It helps with a lot of things. Just make sure that after setting with a translucent powder, you go ahead and you know run through with a powder there again. Okay guys, so in this part of her eyes you can see the creasing like it's so visible. One funny thing is that people actually go ahead with setting that place without blending it. So I'm going to go ahead and set, so we'll see what we get at the end of the day. So I'm just going to set. I'm just going to go ahead and set that place. So after setting, you realize that you have a very rough finish. Look up, look up. At the end of the day, you can see how smooth and seamless this place is, and you can see how rough, like very rough, this side of the eyes is. Like it's not neat. Even from this part, everything is looking like dirty and rough. It's not neat. So you would want to use a good product. Make sure you blend very, very well. Make sure that before you set, you actually go back and reset again. Okay, so this is going to help you and get rid. I'm just using the powder and I'm just re-emphasizing and going back to that place. So just make sure you use good products and everything is going to come back to the right proportion. So thank you so much guys for watching my videos, and I'm going to see you next time. Bye.